Hello everyone, welcome back to another review, and today we're doing spirits because it's Spirit Sunday, and I have a nice one for you today. I think something that is now available in the UK. I've seen it around. This bottle I didn't buy, I got gifted to me, so that's lovely. Thank you very much, James, for gifting me that bottle. And this is a bottle I've had one drink out of it since I received it the other day, but I've not put too much thought into it. So we're going to properly review it today, and I'm going to be making a video straight after this one that I'll be releasing Monday evening that I think will be very interesting. So I'll show you the bottle. You've read the title, you know what it is, but here is the bottle. Jack Daniel's Bonded. Now, what is the difference between this and your normal Jack Daniels? Because you might be looking at that saying, that just looks like a normal bottle of Jack Daniels. It's a bit bigger and it's got some yellow writing on it. So, Bonded, and I believe this is the same as bottled in bond. I think they're separate in America. We don't get the bottled in bond here. We get the bonded, but they are very similar, I believe. The bonded means that this whiskey has been aged for, I believe, a minimum of 4 or 5 years in a bonded warehouse at 50% alcohol. So it has to be released at 50% alcohol, which this bottle has been. It has to have been aged in a bonded warehouse, using, I think, I don't know if it has to, it's bourbon, so it has to use New American Oak. And yeah, it is Jack Daniel's. I believe it is this, I think it is the normal Jack Daniel's mash bill. Their normal sour mash that then goes into the bonded. I think slightly different aging process, and obviously besides slightly different aging process, bonded warehouse for a set number of years at 50%. This has only become recently available in the UK market. I think I started seeing it about a year ago. Might have been slightly longer, but it's not been available in the UK market for that long. We've had the normal Jack Daniels and the Single Barrel Select widely available. And then we've had the Sinatra Select and other more, the cask strength single barrel and other Jack Daniels over the years that we've seen in the UK market. Not in supermarkets perhaps, but you can buy them online. This, obviously, you can buy in supermarkets. I believe it's about £42 normally, but about £40 on offer at the moment, about £30. For a 50% spirit, this is going to have traditional Jack Daniel's notes. So if you hate Jack Daniel's, if you can't stand Jack Daniel's, not going to be the bottle for you. But if you don't mind Jack Daniel's, if you actually think Jack Daniel's is a very nice bourbon, which it is, I think Jack Daniel's, a quick one on bourbon versus Tennessee whiskey, because obviously this says Tennessee whiskey. The normal bottle of Jack Daniel's says Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey is bourbon. The difference is they use a filtration method. I forgot off the top of my head what the actual method's called, but they basically filter the spirit through charcoal, and that's why it's called Tennessee whiskey. To make whiskey in Tennessee and call it Tennessee whiskey, you have to do all the normal stuff you would do for a bourbon. So it has to be aged in New American Oak barrels, using corn, 51% corn, isn't it? Please say it's 51% corn. Otherwise I'm going to look like a right idiot, but I can't remember off the top of me. I think it's 51% corn. It's not barley. They don't use barley, that's for malt. And then, or is it wheat? No, because then you have wheated bourbon. I think it's corn. I think it's 51% corn. New American Oak barrels. I think it's 2 years. I think it's 2 years minimum, but it could be 3. I know for it to say straight bourbon on a bottle, it has to be 4 or 5 years. My exact knowledge on bourbon isn't all the way up there. It's not as good as Scotch. I just don't drink as much bourbon. I like bourbon. I actually really like bourbon, but I just don't drink it as much as I do Scotch. for whatever reason. But let's get this poured out into a glass. 50%, obviously. So stronger than your normal Jack Daniels. I think this is much better as a sipper. This could be used in a mixer. It has a cork on it, which is nice as well. Well, it has a nice pop there. As opposed to the normal cap on a Jack Daniels. Pour some into a glass. Nice healthy pour. It's not skimp. Nice healthy pour. So, you know, very. We don't talk about chill filtering with bourbon. Obviously it happens. Because of course it does, as it does with all whiskey. We don't talk about it as much. We talk about it with Scotch all the time, but obviously bourbon gets chill filtered. Obviously this gets charcoal filtered. I don't know if it then gets chill filtered afterwards. 50% though, and I don't know if Jack Daniels uses colouring. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, just because to create consistent products, but they wouldn't need to. I don't think. Obviously bourbon much darker anyway because of the heat and the wood impact of those barrels. It's a lovely colour. Let's get the nose. It's a really nice nose. It is it's a quite obviously a Jack Daniels product. You can tell it's a JD product, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily. I've not drank loads of Brown-Forman whiskey. We were the owners of Jack Daniels, so I don't know if I had another Brown-Forman whiskey next to me, I'd be, oh yeah, this is Brown-Forman. It's definitely JD. It has that kind of banana bread, like kind of sweet nut kind of vibe to it on the nose. This is my first drink of the day, so yeah, banana bread, nuttiness, a nice bit of spice there. Kind of baking spices, almost like cinnamon. Nice and sweet. There's not like loads going on, not tons and tons, but it's just really nice. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of sweet vanilla, which you expect. I get a little bit of cherry from Jack Daniels, not a lot, a tiny amount of cherry on the back of the nose. But yeah, banana bread, nuttiness, and a nice bit of like kind of bacon spice, cinnamon type of notes. Yeah, smells lovely. Let's get it down the hatch. Let's take the first sip. Really nice heat. Got to let me palate acclimatized to the whiskey. It's 50%, so obviously we're having, with it being my first straight spirit of the day, we gotta get used to it. I think that vanilla comes off quite strong. I really do. The nut as well, kind of the nuttiness. It's like I compare it quite a lot to macadamia nuts, which are kind of those like white, quite sweet nuts you get in cookies in Subway. And on the palate, you get that nuttiness, you get that spice as well, which I quite like, and then you get a nice oak, big oak impact, which you expect. Nice big oak impact. That nuttiness is there, and a nice bit of spice coming through. It's nowhere near as sweet as normal Jack Daniels, I don't think. Nowhere near as sweet. It's still quite sweet. Bit of vanilla there as well. That kind of banana bread kind of note I don't get on the palate. It's just on the nose, and it is toned down on here. I think normal Jack Daniels, that banana bread note is quite. Oh, it's up there. There is quite a bit, and I don't know if this is because this is my first spirit or if this is just the spirit itself, but after a couple of sips of it yesterday, I remember it going down, so maybe my palate just needs to get used to it. but there is quite a heavy, not really an alcohol burn that is there. There's a nice warming sensation in the throat, which you'd expect from 50% alcohol. But there is kind of the wood impact kind of goes, whoa, a lot of tannin across the mouth, really dries the mouth out. Yeah, you really got the nut there. Got a bit of cherry there as well, kind of swishing it around the mouth. That vanilla's there, that spice is there, that oak character's there. It's really quite nice. As a sipper, it's quite nice. I think the price of it does, there's a lot of bourbon out there that you can get for a better price in the UK. Obviously the US market is very different. A lot more bourbon in the US market at around this price point, I would assume. I don't know how much Jack Daniel Bonded is in America. Around $30 to $40, I believe. At full price, at £42, would I pick up a bottle based off trying it? No, but that's because the Single Barrel Select's around that price. And the Single Barrel Select is a very nice whiskey. A better sipper than this. This is kind of Jack Daniel's Sour Mash, their recipe turned up, but that extra proof, and I think it's aged a bit longer, so the extra proof at an age gives you a whiskey that is much better to sip than normal Jack Daniels. Now, I'm not going to finish this off because after this video goes out, after I finish this video, I'm going to straight away get to a comparison of Jack Daniel's Bonded versus original Jack Daniel's. That'll be coming out on Monday. I'm going to schedule it for around a 5 o'clock release on Monday. Then there'll be your normal cigar review on Tuesday. It's Christmas Eve. Doesn't matter. Normal cigar review is going to be coming on Tuesday as normal. I've not decided what it's going to be yet. I've not decided, because it also depends on whether something gets delivered. If something gets delivered on Tuesday, that might become the review. Otherwise, I will have something ready if the thing I'm looking forward to doesn't get delivered. And then Wednesday, Christmas Day, there will be a video. I'm going to release a video either on Christmas Day or probably on Boxing Day. The video will come out. But it'll be of the cigar I'm smoking on Christmas Day. So I'll be having a cigar on Christmas Day. That video will come out on Boxing Day. And then there will be another spirit review on Sunday as normal. So you're getting an extra video this week because I'm doing this little comparison, which I think will be very interesting. But I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to get this poured and get this other video rattled up. But as always, so look forward to that tomorrow. But as always, stay smoky, fellas, and I'll see you later.